So maybe before the break, after the break, we're going to do something confusing. So before the break, let's do something simple. I want to talk about the presentations. So they are in pairs, but you don't have to maintain, could be new pairs. Okay, you don't have to maintain pairs you have, but you can. I don't mind. The grade is different for people in the same pair. It could be different. If someone shows up and does a poor job, the other shouldn't suffer from that, and vice versa. Of course, there are correlations underlying because of the fact that they study together. But other than that, it's complete separation of grades. And you thought about like the pair. No, not that I mean. Presentations. You thought like group representations. I see. It was very confusing for me. They could be new. Yeah, they could be new, obviously. Sorry. Okay. Time-wise, we are going to have like typical, but I'm not committed to anything less than that. 60 minutes, like 60, not an hour, not a 50, a 60. I need like half an hour for each to really understand you. Like 60-minute presentation. Each will speak like half an hour, each student, consecutively. But the point is that in these cases, what happens is that the first student does the presentation of the result, defines something in a nonchalant way because he has time, and then the second one has to have all the hard work. So let's avoid that. Okay, so what we are going to do, even regardless of that separation, don't spend more than like 5 minutes on what you're trying to prove. It's a waste of time. It's easy to, try to kind of balance hardness and time, right? So spend like few minutes on result, context. The reason people usually do that is because they just read the paper, and the paper tried to get accepted to stock, and then they wrote like pages on pages on why this paper is important, and that's what you read to me. And I know it's important. I chose it to, so that's fine, okay? So don't do that because it's easy to understand it. It just, yeah, I think that's the best. I think that's the best. If it's only 5 minutes, then that's not such a big deal. And it's not really 30 minutes. I'm going to ask you a lot of questions and not interfering like to the flow of the talk, but still. And so it could be more, but 60 is like a minimum. Like prepare yourself for a 30-minute talk. So results. So don't, obvious, of course, don't like copy equations or like, I prefer you won't have even slides, just board talks. But unless you're really hating board talks, you can do slides. But if you do slides, don't like copy and cut the equations from the papers. Do them yourself, and don't even do them. If you can work out a toy example or something that would, like for example, in the combinatorial rectangles versus the actual construction or stuff like that. If you can somehow, sometimes it just doesn't make sense. But if you can show something simpler that still have all the ingredients and ideas, then show that thing. It's better. It's not worse. So present carefully, or maybe smartly. I don't know. Don't just present what it's written there. And the papers, some of them are really long, some of them are shorter. When you see a long paper in the list, it's on the website. I'm not going to ask you to read all of it. I'm going to tell you what I want to know from it. So, and it's usually just the beginning. That's how it works. So if you have a paper and you feel, I don't like that part, but I like that, then we can talk and decide what you present. But you shouldn't let like the length of the paper, discourage you from taking it. So length issues are fine. Don't worry about that. In terms of difficulty, some of the papers are more difficult. I can't choose 30 papers, all of them are the same difficulty. Some of them are difficult, others are less, but no one there is easy. So, if you take a more difficult paper, then you started better. Now, if you kind of choose a paper which looks easier and you present it and you mess a little bit up, it's less excusable than if you do it for a difficult paper. So I know how to do that. So don't worry about, I mean, don't go like, I don't know, don't take a paper which you won't understand and you feel like it's really not your thing, but don't be disencouraged by a difficult paper which you find interesting. That's it. Any questions about these things? Yes. You are welcome to come. I'll tell you when are the dates and so forth. People usually come, actually. They're always like, at least your friends, because it's weird to present only to me. It's going to be in English, unless we don't have to, but it's going to be in English. It's good, actually, for you to practice your presentations. Can you see, I still need to do that. Yeah, and there will be like a 3-week spans of slots. I'm going to put it like, I don't want to compress all of it. I want to have fun, like not to hear like 5 lectures in a day. So, and then it will be easier for you to choose also slots. People have different schedules, it will be fine. There are 23 papers. I added 2 today, last 2. You are I think 12 pairs, 24 people here. So people can take their pick. You should rank 3. You should choose 3. I told you that. You should choose 3 papers and rank them, which one I want the most and the third. And usually it kind of works out. People get usually number 1, number 2. Sometimes not. Okay. So after the semester ends, like 3 weeks span more or less. Again, if there are like difficulties, we can manage. It's not an issue really, but I do want people to come. It's really nice actually to come to like 2 or 3 of those. I'm going to go to 12, right? Okay, so see you after the break, and we do Sax 2. It's really mind blowing. Sax 2.